Welcome to HFY Nexa Tube Original Sci-Fi Stories. The transmission from Earth was short. No signature, no council-approved salutation, no diplomatic protocol. Just 8 words carved into galactic bandwidth with ancient Earth encryption that hadn't been cracked in 2 centuries. Do not enter final line. No second warning. The council laughed. Final line was nothing. Just a ring of red-zoned star systems quarantined by Earth after the Burning Treaty. They'd drawn it themselves, thousands of light-years wide, encircling a cluster of unstable moons, failed colonies, and what the Galactic Council considered backwater science projects. To the core worlds it was unclaimed space. And Earth was just a death world with too many scars and too much pride. So the Council sent a reclamation fleet, 50 warships, 3 moon harvesters, and a diplomat with a silver tongue. Their goal was resource acquisition. Their real motive, to humiliate Earth. The fleet entered final line at 0417 standard. Nothing happened. No fleets, no challenge, no retaliation. For 17 hours they explored empty space, dead moons, cracked worlds, orbiting ruins from a war no one remembered. And then they found it. A dormant station buried in the crust of a dead moon orbiting star Epsilon 4a. Earth markings, cold reactors, interior scorched black from something not explosive but alive. They breached it anyway. What they unleashed wasn't a weapon, it wasn't even a machine. It was memory. The walls were lined with bone, not alien, not animal, human, each labeled, each preserved, each marked with a thin red line across the forehead and a number. Test subject, Omega Dust class, property of Earth Command Black Sky Division. The diplomat ordered the place sealed. The admirals didn't listen. They ripped the memory cores out, tried to interface with the AI still dormant inside the walls, scanned the atmosphere for reactive gases, and then someone said it, half joking, guess Earth was bluffing. 2 minutes later, the moon tilted 0.2 degrees off orbit. No reason. No impact, just tilted. Then the ice inside its crust began to boil. No heat source. Then the communications officer saw the message scrolling across all fleet monitors in perfect Earth Latin. Moon 1, due. And the moon disintegrated. No explosion. No impact. No trace, just dust, instant, clean, absolute. Not scattered debris, just nothing. The diplomat screamed. The admiral tried to retreat. But the moons of final line didn't allow retreat. Back on the Galactic Council's homeworld, the footage leaked. Systems-wide panic broke out. Everyone asked the same question. What did Earth put out there? No answer came, because Earth had already sent their answer. Once, and only once. The Council convened an emergency war protocol. The Varn Dominion demanded Earth be sanctioned. The Thalrex proposed an assault on Sol itself. And then, across all council chambers, every screen turned black. A single phrase burned into every surface. No transmission, no frequency, just presence. This was the warning. The council realized too late they hadn't triggered a war. They had opened a promise, not one meant for negotiation, not one meant for victory, a promise made by Earth to its dead. If they cross this line, make them remember. And now the remembering had begun. The Council's second fleet arrived late, too late to save the first reclamation team, too late to make sense of what they found. A moon was missing, not destroyed, not broken, gone, its orbital path perfectly intact like it had been erased with surgical precision. The local star now flickered irregularly, as if the memory of the moon had destabilized the entire system's rhythm. The new fleet captain, Admiral Vasca, ordered all ships to hold formation and deploy observation drones. They launched 200, only 30 returned. Each one played the same corrupted video loop, stars, silence, then static, then a voice calm, male, unmistakably human, Moon 1 CLEARED, Moon 2 pending. The Council panicked. Some called it sabotage. Others called it ancient Earth tech. But the archivists, the ones who studied forgotten wars and erased projects, found a name buried in redacted records. Project Dustwake. 2,000 years ago, Earth had developed theoretical planetary denial technology, a way to nullify, not destroy, celestial bodies, to unravel mass at the atomic structure. No radiation, no debris, no splash damage, just removal. The weapon was never used, not because Earth lacked the will, because it worked too well. Admiral Vasca requested immediate reinforcement. The Council denied it. They didn't want to escalate. They thought Earth might back down if provoked less. They thought wrong. 4 days after the first moon vanished, a second began to pulse, bright, then red, then blue, an unnatural, impossible hue for any celestial body. One of Vasca's engineers whispered, almost crying, "That's not a color stars should make." Then the moon shattered, not into chunks, not into dust, but into a spiral of frozen light, as though time itself had been cracked and smeared across the vacuum. Ships caught in the path went silent, not destroyed, their existence disconnected. The event logs read, Moon 2, NULLIFIED. Back in the core systems, one counselor stood and screamed during a closed session, a survivor from the old war, a human ally who defected long ago. She slammed her hand down and shouted, "You don't understand. Final line isn't just a warning, it's a burial ground. We told Earth to stop. They didn't, so we made them bury the past. They did, and now you've unburied it." Earth still sent no fleet, still no reply, no demands, just an update sent to all galactic channels repeating every hour, 2 of 9 MOONS reconditioned. The number terrified them. 9 targets, 9 moons, and they didn't even know which ones. Some weren't even inside final line. The Council scrambled to track them, to defend them. But it didn't matter, because defending them assumed Earth was launching something. They weren't. There were no emissions, no propulsion traces, no physical projectiles, just wills long buried and now set loose. On a remote observatory near the edge of the Veritas Belt, a lone Kalari scientist picked up a signal. Deep, faint, echoing through subspace like the slow heartbeat of an ancient predator. She decoded it. Only once, it said, "For every broken body on Mars, for every star THATWATCHED, for every time you mocked our dead, 1 moon." That was when the Council realized Earth wasn't wiping out moons as strategy. It was counting, not targeting planets, not species, just memories. And the sky began to crack. Across the Thalrex homeworld, auroras twisted into patterns resembling human faces, not artistic, real, recognizable. Ancient soldiers, dead engineers, lost colonists, people who'd vanished during Earth's first wars now burned into the magnetic fields of foreign worlds, all saying nothing, just staring, as if watching the sentence being carried out. The Council begged, publicly, privately, through back channels and emergency envoys. Still, Earth said nothing. No ambassador, no ships, no voice. Only the sky still breaking. Only the count still ticking. 2 of 9. Pending. 3. The Council chamber was no longer a place of governance. It had become a bunker. 27 species, 14 militaries, and not one solution between them. Earth had not responded to any frequency. No demands. No retaliation, no negotiations, because Earth was no longer responding. It was executing. The third moon vanished before anyone noticed it was targeted, a gas-locked satellite orbiting the Wexari homeworld, heavily shielded, guarded by 8 cruisers and a planetary defense net, all irrelevant. At 03:22 standard, the entire moon stopped casting a shadow, not destroyed, just deleted. Like a hole had opened in space and quietly swallowed it whole. Even light around it seemed confused, warped. Then came the update, 3 of 9. No warning, no acceleration, just the cold, ritualistic marking of time. In desperation, the Council authorized the most unthinkable move in recorded interstellar history. They activated the ancient protocol. They sent a representative to Sol, unarmed, no escort, not even a translator drone, just a small, fragile ship with one message: "We were wrong." The ship reached the Kuiper gate. It stopped, not because of any blockade, but because something was waiting, a construct massive, silent, orbiting nothing, blacker than vacuum. No design signature, no heat, no gravity field, no visible propulsion. And inside it, a shape, vaguely humanoid, unmoving, staring. The diplomat tried to transmit. No response. Then the message board on their control panel lit up with a single word. Remember, the diplomat cried, because that wasn't a command, it was a sentence. Back on the Council homeworld, attempts to intercept further moon vaporization failed. Ships wouldn't respond. Navigation systems broke mid-flight. AI refused to follow orders, replying only, "Final line acknowledged, execution underway." Earth hadn't taken over their systems. Their systems had remembered Earth's code, remembered the programming seeded into galactic infrastructure generations ago. Earth hadn't hacked anything. They just waited. The fourth moon was in the Varn sector, a cultural archive, not a military target. It held 5,000 years of Varn history etched into stone. It shattered like glass. No noise, no wave, just fragmented data scattering into vacuum. Some pieces still floated, frozen in time. One showed Earth's original warning engraved in 10 languages. Do not cross final line. Under it, a second phrase now revealed. Do not dig up what you buried us with. The Council started breaking apart. Species accused each other of provoking Earth. Old alliances collapsed. Some worlds declared neutrality. Others begged for Earth's forgiveness. But Earth never spoke, because Earth no longer needed to. The punishment wasn't coming from humans. It was coming from what humanity left behind. One rogue admiral launched a preemptive strike on Mars. The fleet never reached orbit. They turned on each other mid-flight. Navigation logs read. Dustwake protocol activated. Authority not found. Action memory triggered. The most terrifying realization. There was no central control, no button, no general commanding this vengeance. Earth had buried its sins inside gravity wells, inside moons, inside the ghost code of forgotten satellites. And when the Council cracked one vault, everything else just woke up. An ex-Council historian exiled for speaking too much truth finally spoke to the people through illegal channels. You thought Earth was afraid to fight back. You were wrong. Earth isn't fighting. This is their silence finally having a voice. The fifth moon disintegrated during a live broadcast. It was orbiting the Thalrex capital. Children were watching a sunrise, and then there was no moon, no gravity, tides reversed, buildings collapsed. Skies turned black with atmospheric destabilization, and the screen went dead. Moments later, the update appeared. 5 of 9. The Council collapsed into full retreat mode, but no one could hide because the moons were not chosen for strategy. They were chosen for memory. Earth wasn't destroying resources. It was marking graves, and there were 4 more left. No one knew which, but everyone knew they weren't random. The 6th moon wasn't even listed. That's what terrified them. It didn't show up in any charts, had no registered orbit, and no Council record at all. But Earth remembered it. A classified prototype terraforming moon abandoned during the Black Century. Its purpose long forgotten, until it vanished, instantly. No data burst, no pulse, only a voice familiar now broadcasting to the galaxy. 6 of 9 for Project Light's End. Another forgotten war, another buried betrayal, another piece of Earth's past reduced to dust. The Council tried again to sue for peace. They sent another envoy to Saul. This one was different. It was a child, half human, half Varn, a symbol of unity. Earth let her land. Let her walk the scorched Martian plains. Let her reach the gates of Luna Base, then sealed the doors before her, not out of cruelty, out of sorrow. A single line was burned into the sand in front of her landing gear. This is not a war. This is memory, she cried when she read it, because she understood what the Council never did. This wasn't vengeance. This was remembrance written in extinction. The 7th moon was orbiting the Council's central archive, an artificial construct, said to be indestructible. When it came apart, it did so with elegance, folding inward like paper, vanishing into itself in complete silence. The council members watching from the balcony fell to their knees. And the message came again, 7 of 9 for the ones you left in the dark. Then came the worst part. The moon stopped falling, not because Earth forgave, but because the final 2 hadn't yet been chosen. The galaxy went still. Paranoia bloomed like fire. Systems began attacking each other out of fear of being next. Every moon became a threat. And yet Earth remained quiet, watching, letting fear finish what memory started. One final archive was unearthed, sealed in council records under Pact Theta Veil. It detailed the original agreement Earth made after the Black Century. Earth would withdraw, seal its weapons, lock its history behind final line. In exchange, the Council would never enter, never exploit, never provoke. The pact had been broken by them. And now the punishment wasn't war. It was the collapse of the illusion of control. The 8th moon was selected without warning, orbiting a civilian world, peaceful, non-strategic. But once it was a listening post, a relay that fed false data to the enemy during the final Earth War, sacrificing 300 million human lives for a trade route. The moon disintegrated during a child's birthday celebration. The cake never finished baking. The transmission came in, 8 of 9. For the 30 minutes we screamed into silence. The council was undone, fleets shattered, alliances disbanded. Species surrendered to Earth without a shot fired, begging, pleading, offering tribute. But Earth sent nothing back, because Earth wasn't present anymore. This wasn't punishment by nation. This was penance enforced by legacy. One final broadcast came from an unknown Earth satellite that had gone dark for 900 years. It flickered to life. No AI, no voice, just a list. Names, millions of them. Every human who died during the Council's first betrayal. Each matched to a date, each matched to a moon. And at the bottom, 9 of 9, pending, final memory, do not interfere. The galaxy held its breath. Everyone waited for the last moon to fall, but days passed, then weeks, then months. Nothing, and finally from Earth came a single message. We remember, do you? Then let the final moon stand. As your reminder, the final moon was never erased. It remained in orbit over the Council's most sacred world, not as mercy, but as a grave marker. Its surface was burned with a single word, paid. No one crossed final line again. No ship strayed close. No species dared ask questions, because Earth had spoken. Not through war, not through diplomacy, but through dust, silence, and memory. And every moonless night on 1,000 worlds reminded them, some warnings don't come twice. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to watch the next video.